Welcome to Unfiltered Three, spilling the tea with
Cece.
Autumn.
and Brie.
Hi, friends.
Welcome to spooky season. We are very excited today to be talking about the decor and traditions that we have for this spooky sensation. I love it so much.
I don't want to limit it just to spooky season, though. Like, I feel like it could be like your autumn vibe, too.
That's very you.
Yeah. Don't take away the spooky for us.
I'm not taking away from anything.
No.
I think that there's so many different vibes when it becomes this type of year. And I think that we cover a fair share. Like, we have a wide variety of the different types of styling vibes as far as like home decor.
Very true.
And then traditions. And it's like happy spooky and then happy fall, y'all.
Yeah, no, we have the different sections that you see in the grocery store, and I'll always gravitate to my section. I'm like, I don't really care about the other section personally. But then you came into my life, I'm like, oh, that's autumn.
So I have to joke with you guys because, you know, obviously my name's Autumn. I've heard a lot of autumn type jokes. And at work the other day, we have like a group chat and someone was going to take a break before I left for the day. And she was like, I'm going to step out before autumn leaves. And so I was like,
gosh.
You have a while till autumn leaves start to show. And everyone just looked at me like, the fuck? Because I'm like, yeah, whatever. But like, I was dying laughing because I made my own joke as a play off my own name. And it was so cringy, but so fucking funny.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah,
That's
those
the
are
best.
So I just had to share.
And the harder they cringe, the better it is.
Yeah. I just remember like saying out loud and be like, I don't care how cringy that sounded. That made me laugh. And then I heard like my coworker in the other office just giggling.
Well, shall we get into it?
Yes.
I am desperately in need of decorating. I've wanted to decorate since August 1st, and I tried sneaking out small decorations. And not so obvious either, but Andy still found them and was like, no more. I snuck out 2 more, but you know.
No more. The only word I heard was more.
Yeah. There was something else before that. I thought you were clearing your throat. But I will say I wanted to upgrade my decorations because beforehand it was just lights are very accessible, cheap. You can get a lot of them. It can instantly transform a space. I wasn't getting a lot of table things, and this is for decorating my bedroom growing up, decorating my college dorm, so I had a small space to cover.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's kind of more of the like, I don't know how to describe it. Like, cause it's not very a vibe. It's kind of like the loud pinks and greens and oranges and kind of vibrant and almost characteristic. Like, you know how they have the Hocus Pocus figureheads, and it's like the very colorful, bubbly kind of vibe, and it's just more fun Halloween.
Okay. I think I get where you're going.
Yeah, I don't know how to describe that aesthetic, I guess, as much, which I still like, but I want to gravitate towards more of the like dark academia and like the traditional dark, you know, what's the black barbed fencing and candles and books and cobwebs and like Morticia Adams lives there type vibes. That's where I want to gravitate towards. And I don't have a lot of that, so it's kind of like having to reorder and buy a lot of new things. And so it's going to be slowly over time that I'm going to have to collect all this new stuff. But that's where I'm going towards.
I like it.
Yeah.
I'm more of the vintage, but like character kind of the character vibe. Like when they have a goofy little face, but it's a ghost. I'm like, oh, I can't help. I just, turn into a kid, get all giddy, love putting it out. And John's more of the spooky scary. He wants to get more scary stuff. But I remember he said he wanted like one of them movable ones that like is a Reaper or something, and I'm like, no.
Oh, like the
animatronics.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want them.
I'm not a fan.
It's funny. Derek and I are a lot like you and John, Cece, because like it's not that I don't really have a Halloween aesthetic, because I don't want to say like I don't care about Halloween. It's just not my preferred holiday.
Yeah.
But Derek loves Halloween, and when he was younger with his mom, he would go like full out. He'd have like a whole graveyard with like hands sticking up out of the ground, and he'd have like a monster with like caution tape, and he has these like real what you would use in a movie masks. And so he would make like a life-size monster out of these masks and stuff, and had like a fog machine and like the lights, the flashing lights and stuff. And that wasn't how I grew up. I didn't have that. We honestly, like, my mom put out like cutesy little decorations amidst her fall decorations, and that was about it. So and then I was such a, excuse my language, pussy when I was little that like anything scary scared me. So I could be the cause of that. But no, so Derek will go all out. Like, I'll decorate for fall. I'll put the pumpkins out. I'll do, like, I have cute little window clings and stuff of that nature.
Yeah.
And then, like, we have our lights and stuff we'll put out. But he'll do, like, the whole 9 yards with the cemetery and stuff. And, like you, Brie, I want to upgrade his stuff, or I want him to put the money into it, because I'm Christmas.
Yeah.
I freaking love Christmas, and you just wait till I tell you about all my Christmas decorations and show you the TikToks.
Yes.
But yeah, no, I definitely want to get more into it. Like you, I got a squeaky chair. I started focusing more on your bookshelf, like your knick-knack type stuff, to like fill in this space. And then, we can turn the lights, because we have the strip lights that in our rooms and stuff in the house. So we can turn those to a red, and then having that stuff, like, you can get the different elements and stuff from that. And so like that's kind of where I've been focusing. But I don't have an aesthetic as far as Halloween decor, really, because I don't really put it out. I have like a autumn aesthetic.
Yeah.
Which is me.
Yeah. You have I picture you're the vision board of like the flannels, the fall leaves, the pumpkins.
Yeah.
The corny mugs with the fall sayings and pumpkin spice lattes, like that. Pinteresty, I guess. I don't know.
I guess to a point.
To a point, yeah.
Yeah,
but
to a point.
It's not. There's not ghosts and stuff on your board.
No.
Yeah.
I'm more of like a colors person. Like, I want to bring all the colors out. I'm gonna pull the oranges and the greens and the stuff and make them work that way. But then, like, as far as like, I really don't have a lot of fall, because like everything that's fall related is autumn, and I don't want autumn plastered all over my house.
You don't want to stare at your name all day?
I already have one autumn sign, and I just like, I don't want that all over my house like normal people do. Like, I already hear that word all the time. So I've kind of just like gone through that way, or like things that people have gifted me is really what I have. Maybe I need to dive more into the aesthetic, because like I could see like what you like, but like Harry Potter version. You know what I mean? Which is like a little bit lighter, not as dark, but not cutesy, not basic, but still warm. Not scary.
Would you do the candlesticks hanging from the ceiling
Fuck
type
yeah.
thing?
Ooh, I love those.
I have that saved on my board for you.
I love that stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I just, Halloween and autumn are an interesting time.
I feel like you guys are also really good at creating smaller, like, vibey spaces where I'm like a complete maximalist, like, stuff everywhere, especially inside the home.
You guys definitely have the maximalist vibe more than minimalist. I'm definitely
You're eclectic.
Very much.
I'm going to need your input more when I do my office because I want it to have that dark academia look and it's going to be more eclectic. And I have no idea how to pair things and like make use of wall space and like, but more so like if I'm buying something, can I picture it and planning all that out? It starts to overwhelm me.
Yeah, because I've been recently going, well, not recently, but I need to have a purpose when I buy it. I need to know where it's going to go or I won't let myself buy it. And I've been practicing this for a while because I used to just buy things because they made me happy. And I like that, but like now I need to have a space, especially with how many of the vintage Halloween stuff we have out right now. And I've moved some of that into Christmas because I love the vintage Christmas too. But I try and have the Halloween out as long as possible.
If I could do Nightmare Before Christmas as Christmas and like have that out all through Christmas, that would be great.
That'd be a really cool transition. I like that.
I love Christmas, but that's not what this episode's about. But I am the person that's so excited for Halloween because the next day I celebrate Christmas. I decorate Christmas. As far as like traditions go, I don't really have a lot of them. I feel like I had the average typical trick-or-treating thing, you know, when like on Halloween specifically, but like outside of that, you get older, you go to the bar. Lately, I just hand out candy or eat the candy myself. I don't really have any like Halloween type traditions on the day itself.
What about like fall traditions though, like going apple picking, things like that?
So living up in New York, being that like we have apple trees and what are they called? Orchards. I was like, isn't that an apple farm? Technically an apple farm, but that's not what they call it. But we have apple orchards literally everywhere, like everywhere. I drive by so many just on my way to work. And so I do love apple picking. It's almost like the start of the season because it's right at that end of September, early October is when you want to get like your good apples. Just saying.
Yeah. Well, you actually make apple pies and crisps and stuff too.
Apple crisp. I don't like apple pie. No, I like the apple crisp. I like the crisp.
Yeah. If I'm gonna have any, it's gonna be any apples at all. I'm not an apple girl. I'm a pumpkin girl. We had that discussion earlier, but definitely the crisp will get me in the right direction.
Yeah. I also just love apples and peanut butter too. I think they're really good.
That I like, just not the warm fruit.
Yeah. I'm not crazy over the warm apples myself, but I like crisp. I like the crisp. And when I make it, I make a thick, crisp to the apple, so it's got a good pairing. I think that's why I don't like apple pie though. So I'm like, this is okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like to go apple picking up here. That's something that I started to do with just like my mom, my dad, and my sister. And then I've carried into like our friend groups and Derek and all that. Okay, I guess one that kind of really does tie into Halloween was I grew up in an area in Virginia that had an amusement park. And they did spooky version of that amusement park. And I would go every year. And then that kind of built my love for haunted hayrides and haunted houses and stuff of that nature, which is like so contradicting, right? Because I just told you I hate scary stuff, but I fucking love the fake shit. Like real fake shit. Does that make sense? Like I'm not gonna go watch a movie even though I know that's fake. It feels real. I can go through a haunted house where I know people are just gonna jump out at me or make a animatronic thing move. I love that shit. I'll laugh. I'm laughing the entire time. Like I get a high off it.
Yeah.
It's very fun.
Where are you in the lineup if you're walking through a haunted house with a group of people?
I'll either be first or I'm second, but I'm in the beginning. I am not at the end. No way, Jose.
Don't want to get the creepy follow behind you.
No. One year we traveled down to Virginia Beach and we did a haunted hayride, haunted house haunted corn maze. Ooh. It was like the 3 of them, and you'd pay like, I think it was like $60 or something like that to go in, and they could like touch you, they could hover over you, stuff of that nature. I was fucking terrified. I didn't like that, but it was fun. I had a good time. It didn't scar me or anything, but I do remember I was definitely sandwiched in between 2 people at that time. And what got me wasn't the haunted hayride. Haunted hayride, I feel like, are the easiest of them all. Like, if you're gonna go and you're like a beginner, go on a hayride. Haunted house, depending on how it is, but like a corn maze, that shit hits different. That hits different. There was a contortionist child. Yeah, like a child contortionist. So it was like bent over backwards and running at us. And I was like, oh, fuck no. Like, oh, hell no. That I remember is probably one of the scariest interactions I had on one of those types of things. And even then, like afterwards, I was like, that was so fun. Even though that was so creepy.
Yeah, I'd be terrified. I've never been in a haunted house, never been on a hayride, so
what?
I think I might be brave enough to do one this year. Because I love scary things, but I get nervous with new things.
Okay, so we'll go to the one that never changes year after year. That's not that far from us, and it's like, it's not that bad.
Okay.
It's not that. We can go to that one and wait in the line for fucking ever. It's such a long line.
I just have a stuck face of excitement on my face.
I would like to experience it. I've wanted to go in a couple places before and it either just didn't work out or, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for this Halloween for sure.
So we'll definitely have to bring you to a haunted hayride haunted house this year, which like we didn't go last year. And I don't know if we haven't been together at all.
We've never been together.
Yeah, we need to go.
It makes me sad because that was one of my traditions, was every year going to a different haunted area in New York. That, my sister let me see the beaches of New York, and then we saw the spooky areas of New York. And there's one place that also is allowed to touch you and grab you. And there's a house and maybe 2 houses. No, it's a house, a hayride, and a hearse ride. And in the hearse ride, they're able to literally try and yank you and grab you and take you out of the car. So you're getting that like fight for your life of trying to stay in the car, and they're trying to pull you out, and you're like, what's going to happen if I get pulled out? They either will like stop trying to fight so hard and let you get back in the hearse, or maybe they make you walk back to the beginning. I don't know. I fought for my life to stay in that hearse.
Wow.
But that's the first time in a while at least, that I truly felt scared, because they were able to do that, and it was so much fun.
I don't know if I'd like that though.
No.
I probably wouldn't. That would probably be a line for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I definitely think we should do that. I think that'd be a lot of fun. We can go on. I think we should do it multiple times personally. Like, it's open Fridays and Saturdays. So we go to this one, see how you like it, how you vibe with it. And if you hate it, we can go to a different one.
Yeah.
And if you love it, you can come with us to a different one.
I love that. That sounds great.
Yeah.
You got to go to the ones that are in the middle of nowhere, not the ones that are in the cities.
Yeah.
It adds to the vibe.
Well, this one I want to bring you to is an apple orchard, ironically.
Perfect. We can knock off 2 things.
It's the middle of nowhere, and it's the apple orchard, and you can go on the hayride, and then you can choose to go through the haunted house or not. You don't have to go through both. You can choose. And then while you're waiting, they have people with like, all dressed up, and they have like a barn. You go inside and you can watch whatever scary movie they have playing, and there's vendors, and there's some kind of experience thing that you can go into, music playing. Like, it's a whole vibe. It's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. I love scary movies, so like that'd be kind of cool to like get you in the vibe a little bit and then send you out.
Yeah.
I like that idea a lot.
I don't watch them, but yeah.
Yeah. There's such good ones though, because I'm not a gore person, but I like the suspenseful scary, and it
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I've watched scary movies. Like I've watched The Boy, and I didn't hate that. I like when they have a story to them, like an actual story that you didn't see, and then it's like, oh wow, wait, okay.
Yeah.
Like when they're just like slasher movies, like what's the one that has like Saw? I'm not gonna watch that. I'm just not gonna watch it.
I'm not a fan.
That's a psychological thriller though, because well, at least the first one. The other ones just kind of blurred together for me.
It's just too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gore.
It's
It's just too much for me. Like I just bleh. First ever scary movie I watched was Scream.
That's a good one.
Yeah. It's a classic.
Oh. Yeah. Did
Another
not
one
like
with a good
it.
twist.
Yeah.
I did not like it, and I did not like that it was the guy that played Scooby-Doo, and then it just like I didn't like the live action Scooby-Doos after that.
Oh my God.
He's the killer.
Well, I watched it at a friend's house that lived in a big farmhouse, like huge farmhouse, and we were home alone in the middle of the night and watched it. Like we were in the movie.
Yeah.
And then she went to bed and I'm sitting there like, and she had her bedroom door open, and I was like, can we close it? And she told me no. And I was like, so in the entire night, I was just watching the door. I was just watching the door. You know, I had, you know, my undisclosed, I don't know, diagnosed mental illnesses at that time that just allowed my brain to think up all sorts of shit. Yeah. And then I ended up going home at 3 a.m. I called my mom. I was like, Mom, I can't sleep. I don't feel safe. I don't feel comfy. Like, I need to go home.
Yeah. I have definitely been affected really bad after watching some scary movies. I specifically remember watching The Blair Witch Project at my friend's house and then walking home after. And so it was really late. It's probably like, 11 or something. 11 midnight. And it wasn't even that far. I think it was like 2 blocks from home. But I was fucking terrified after watching that movie.
I'd have ran.
How old were you?
Oh, I want to say I was in my teens. Yeah.
I still would have ran. I watched another movie. I don't know what it's called. I want to say it was Shutter something. It wasn't Shutter Island.
That's a good one.
I know it wasn't that, but it had to do with this like couple who were photographers, and then they went to, I want to say Japan. I'm not sure. Could have been China. Could have been another country that way. I'm really not sure. Went to the movie theaters and watched it. Wore my hoodie backwards so I could put my hood over my face when I was ready.
That's so cute.
And I just remember like his past, I'm sorry if I'm spoiling this for whoever wants to watch it, but like his past lover had passed away or whatever, and like was showing up in his photos that he was taking. And he was like, I have to find her or whatever. And then I was like, okay, I'm not gonna, like, I know something's about to happen. And so like I put my hood up, and then I was like, got quiet. There were birds chirping. I was like, oh, I think I'm safe.
Oh no.
And so I put my hood down, and he taps this woman's shoulder, and as he taps her shoulder, he accidentally like knocks her hair to the side, and her fucking head falls off to the back. And I screamed because at the moment that he had like tapped and like knocked her hair, which knocked her head off, is the moment I pulled my fucking hood down.
Oh my God.
Oh no.
And I was just like, no. I think I literally had like my phone in my hoodie with my hood covering my face for the rest of that movie. Just was like, I'm not watching this. Yeah. And then I watched The Boy, and then I've seen that, what's that other movie? It's more true crime, which is what I like. And it's, oh my God, Lovely Bones.
I haven't seen that one.
I don't know if I have.
That's fucked. That's just fucked up. It's good, but good. Well, it is a book, but it's a good movie. I would say that's I don't know, true crime, suspense thriller kind of thing, but it's like shot like a scary movie would be. Like you don't know what's happening while it's happening.
Yeah. Like you're trying to piece things together with
Yeah,
it.
like very similar to The Boy, I would say. In like the way that storyline unfolds and like how they like, I don't know. I could be very off. It was forever and I've only watched it once.
Yeah.
But it wasn't bad. You should watch it.
I'd watch it. I watch any scary movie. My sisters and I would watch scary movies as soon as my sister moved out of the house and she had her own apartment. I would watch scary movies with them whenever I'd go over there, not just for spooky season. And at first they would scare me. What scared me most was going to the bathroom and their shower curtain was always closed and I would have to like smack it to make sure no one was in there because it would just stress me out.
Mm-hmm. Especially if they're like that, like mossy clear, like not clear but clear. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Derek loves scary movies too. I refuse to watch them.
I know.
Like you can, he has his like I don't like zombies, y'all. I fucking hate zombies. I hate the sound that zombies make. It literally just makes the back of my like neck hairs stand up. I just hate that shit. And he knows, and so he watches all of that after I go to bed.
Of course.
Or when I'm not around or not home.
Yeah. I want to do like scary movie nights, but I don't know how to navigate that around you because I don't want to exclude you. But at the same time, I know you wouldn't like them. So I don't know if it'd be like a drive-in movie type showing where it's like, here's a nice movie we can all see. And then whoever wants to stay for after hours is a scary movie or something.
You know, she'd show up with the hood backwards now.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm very innovative. I can think outside of the box. I would probably just not go and be completely okay not going. Like, whenever you do it, you can always just invite me, and then I'll just be like, probably not. Or sometimes I'm down. It just depends. Like, if you want to watch a scary movie in the bright-ass early morning, bet. I have a full day to forget about it. And it's bright outside. And bad things don't happen as often when it's bright.
Yeah.
I totally feel like the night just brings the spookiest of vibes.
Well, duh.
But I never
You
used
can't
to
see.
feel I never used to feel that as a kid. I was always running outside happy. And then as I got older, I was like, oh, maybe there is something to the night. It's got did you experience that at all?
Experience what?
Like as a kid, not having a fear of night, but as you get older.
I did.
That's hard because, you know, in upcoming episodes where we've talked about our personal stories that made me afraid of the dark, or question what lurks in the dark type of thing. But like I used to, like as a teenager with my cousin, I would walk for hours and hours and hours and hours throughout the night and have no issue.
Yeah. I used to walk at night. I used to sneak out of the house at night, do things on my own, do things with other people. I wasn't the smartest, I know, but I'll touch on that in other stories. But no, my uncomfortableness with being outside late at night has to do with more of the mundane. A neighborhood that I lived in used to have people go out there and do sketchy things in the middle of the night, and that's when I would be walking home from my sister's house to my parents because they lived down the road from each other. So that's when I started getting pocket knives and learning, you know, doubling down on learning my personal protection sort of things. And now if I'm out at night now, I'm trying to work through it, but I feel this weirdness of like I shouldn't be outside at night. Even though everyone's probably not looking out their windows or asleep, I feel like, not judgment, but I feel eyes on me, like I'm not supposed
like you're
to be
instantly
out here.
guilty.
Yeah.
Like because you're out, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah, maybe
And
that's the teenhood coming through.
I think it's like a mixture of
a
a teenhood and then just all these bad things that do happen late at night or in the middle of the night, and you know, things that have happened near us in the middle of the night, all over the country, all over the world type of thing. Like, and then I think it just comes down to like our society just being so quick to make a snap judgment too, that we're like people pleasers at heart. So it's like, oh shit, they must think I'm doing something, even though I'm just going on a stroll because at night it's cool.
Yeah, very true.
It's not hot.
It feels great in the summer nights.
We used to do that a lot last year. Was that last year?
Yeah.
I don't even know. My days blend together.
Yeah. So traditions wise for me, I of course would watch scary movies. I don't remember if I went apple picking with my family. I feel like that didn't start until my sisters had their kids. And then I moved out here and we've done that as groups. I would used to always do haunted hay rides and travel around, try the different areas. But then movies. At the beginning of the spooky season, while I'm decorating, I watch Nightmare Before Christmas. And then this obviously wasn't a tradition when I was a kid. I started this in college. But on Halloween, after the trick-or-treaters are gone, that's when I watch Hocus Pocus. And Hocus Pocus is my favorite movie. I know it line by line because my sister, who is also extremely into Halloween, showed it to me, and we watched it every year since I was a baby. Not always on Halloween, but every year.
Yeah.
That was our traditional movie. And we have our quotes that we both do, and it's just a really fun experience.
It's such a good movie.
I think I watched that one. I'd watch that one, and I watched Nightmare Before Christmas when I was younger. Halloween Town.
Oh, yeah, of course.
That's a staple. What's the other one?
I was going to ask if you watched the second one.
I did.
What were your thoughts on it?
We made a whole movie night where my sisters and their kids came up and we watched it together because we had to.
Yeah. Oh, that warms my heart. Like such a good memory being made. I love it.
Yeah. And so whenever there was like a reference back to the older movies, my sister and I were sitting next to each other and we were like, they did a thing. So like that was fun. And I do enjoy the fact that they called back to their beginnings a little more. I kind of wanted more of that story. And then I wasn't as big of a fan of that musical number compared to the original. And it seemed like they were going to spin it off on a TV show. So like that kind of pulled me out of it, is because I just saw the marketing aspect of it with my marketing brain. Yeah. And so I was like, okay. But I'd say I'm generally happy with it. Like if it was on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably label it like a 6 or 7. But the original's always going to be top tier to me.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
You can't top that.
Yeah, and I think that's should be the mindset for like part 2s of movies too. Like they're not meant to overshadow or overrule the first one, but to just
extend the story.
Yeah, like we'll extend the feelings of that story that you got into a new story. And I also think that they wanted to keep Hocus Pocus relevant to the newer generation. So they had to, because like that was the 90s. So like there were no phones, there was no technology, like completely different than our society today. Why can't I talk? I thought that out of the movies that they've remade or made part 2s of, that they did pretty well with that one. Like they could have butchered the shit out of it and it could have been really bad. But it wasn't. It was, and it flowed nicely. It didn't feel pushed.
Definitely.
You know, or like they were trying to like pull the storyline and make the storyline a thing, like how some movies do that, and it's just like leave it alone.
They've actually built more of a universe around it, which is, you know, I know it will be a Disney show, but I would watch the show if they end up doing that.
I would too.
Especially to get more of that lore and into that universe, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I liked it. I thought it was good. I would watch it again. I don't remember the last time I saw the first one, if I'm being honest with you.
I rewatched it to watch the sequel.
We were going to, but I have to be in the movie mood like movies are hard for me because it's the attention span. Like I have to, if it's not something that like I've been dying to see, and like, oh, and honestly, if I'm gonna be completely transparent, like movies haven't really been it since COVID, and so yeah, I was like, it's just the same with like when we watched The Guardians. Derek wanted me to watch all the Guardians, and then I was like, yeah, let's just watch the one that came out because it's not gonna happen. You're gonna be waiting forever for me. But I don't mind that. I've never been the type of person that has to have one to see two. I can be just as clueless, have a good time. It's fine.
Depends on my investment for sure. Marvel movies kind of, it's so big and complicated. I don't know.
I mean, most of the time I don't know what's going on anyways. So it's like, why I'm not. And I feel like those are the type of movies where like so much happens in each movie that even if I did watch them all in chronological order, I ain't going to remember what happened when and who did what. It's the same with books. I get confused. I know everything that happened. Don't ask me to put it in chronological order.
Yeah, movies, like timeline movies of like rewatch this movie this time is something that my parents have always done traditionally. They didn't really have any traditional Halloween movies, but there were like anniversaries and birthdays. We had an assigned movie that we got to choose for whatever specific dates. And so movies, I've only seen so many outside of horror genre because of that.
Oh.
Because we always rewatch a lot of the more familiar movies that we know we love.
So you've seen a lot of categories for horror. What's your favorite?
Psychological.
Yeah.
Psychological thrillers.
Yes.
Love it. If I have to put the pieces together in a puzzle, and if there's a big twist or something like that, just really gets me going. I love it.
Totally. We need to watch one soon.
I want to, there's like I think it was like a B-rated movie that was a psychological thriller. I was younger when I watched it. It was a good twist at the time. I don't know if it holds up or not, but I would want to watch Triangle again.
I don't know if I've seen that.
Yeah, I think it revolves around the Bermuda Triangle. And like the mystery behind that.
Okay.
And then another one that I really want to see again, that it's been a while because we only own it on VHS, is The Others with Nicole Kidman. And I can't find anywhere to stream it. But I want to show that to Andy and whoever else wants to watch it with me because I want to see that again.
I don't know if I can remember. I think I've seen it, but I don't think I remember because I think there was a twist with that, right?
There is a twist to it. I love it.
Let me know.
Yeah, for sure.
I have never heard of either one of those.
Shocker.
But can we talk about the names of horror films?
No.
Triangle?
Yeah.
Creative.
What?
My favorites is the house with the window down the street on the corner to the house of the neighbor. And it's just like...
I'm just original.
Yeah. Or like there's the cabin at the end of the street, or is it the house on the end of the street? I'm sure both of those are movies.
The Last House on the Left.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like Cabin in the Woods. But that's such a good movie. I love that one.
I did see Amity whatever Ville Horror that Ryan Reynolds was in, because I love Ryan Reynolds. And so especially at the time that came out, I loved Ryan Reynolds then. And I went and saw that. And then I was like, I don't know if I love Ryan Reynolds anymore.
That's one scary. I haven't seen.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's based on a real story, so that's pretty scary.
It's a real story in New York.
Yeah. Oh, I guess I didn't realize it was in New York.
Amityville. I believe it's in New York. If it's not New York, then it's definitely in the Northeast. East, maybe like Massachusetts or Connecticut, but I'm pretty sure it's in New York. Correct me, y'all, if I'm wrong.
I'm adding things to my list now.
There's an original one. I don't know which one you should watch first. I couldn't tell you. It says I'm not ever going to watch it again.
Audience, help me out.
There is a part that I think I stopped watching because it was so sad, and I'm not going to ruin that for you.
Oh, what's that one? Have you watched the Insidious line?
Ugh.
I think I have, but it's one of those where I don't think I remember it.
Oh, that might be fun to go back and revisit some. I think
Yeah.
last Halloween I watched a couple of them, kind of refresh. I don't remember the last time they also came out with a new one, but I've liked that line. It's has a couple corny things here and there, but I think it's kind of fun.
Yeah, I would do it absolutely. Anytime. It's a Monday night. I'm busy. Hey, I'm watching a horror movie. You want to come over and watch it with me? Hell yeah, I'll be there.
All right.
That's how game I am to watch horror movies. Anytime.
I love
Anytime.
it. All right. We're going to be shooting each other a lot of texts the next few weeks.
What are your traditions, Cece?
I didn't have a lot of traditions like growing up. My mom wasn't a big decorator unless it came to Christmas. We always had a tree. But as for extra decorations for any other holiday, I don't really remember anything. Didn't ever go on, as I said, haunted hayrides or anything. But I started making my own traditions when I started dating. With my late fiance and I, we always watched Alien every year.
That's so fitting.
It's one of my favorites on so many levels. I love Sigourney Weaver. So just so great. And we would even sometimes like get all comfy, get our like Halloween pillow and get all on the couch, push the ottoman in, make a big bed and curl up and watch it. And it was legit every year. But as for decorating, John and I have taken it I'd put out one or two things, because they're cute and whatever. John and I together, we create a Halloween monster. Yeah. So that's my new tradition is vintage Halloween shopping. Blow molds, old ceramics, like really cute things. And I was going to say my favorite thing to put out for this year. I'm excited. We got a green potion bottle that lights up. And it's not vintage, but it was just a fun trip where we found it together, and I love that memory. So now it's really special, and I can't wait to put it out. Do you guys have one favorite kind of decoration you can't wait to put out for this season?
No. I am excited about my apple pumpkin candles. And actually the witch's brew candle is pretty good too, just saying.
I like to do the spider webs, the cobwebs, preferably in a big way. Last year I didn't get to do it because we were traveling. And I think the year before I just needed more cobwebbing. But growing up, when my sister still lived with us, and she had a big room in the house where there's kind of a hallway when you walk in, and then you go around the chimney, and it's like a bigger room for the bedroom.
Nope.
And she would, the UV...
I could see it. Nope.
Yeah. The UV cobwebs would just hang just below the ceiling to drop the ceiling on you, and it's all along the room, the whole room. And she would have the black light shining on it all over. And it was just, I fell in love with it as a kid, and I've recreated it in different aspects every year.
I was going to say the first or second year that you guys were in your apartment, you and Andrew together, I think it may have been the first and second, I don't really know. It all blends. We decorated your house. And I remember fighting with that shit. And then deciding I was never going to put that up for myself. Because it was such a fucking fight.
Yeah, there's definitely a way to do the cobwebs. It gets easier with time, but yeah, you fight with it. I always get fresh cobwebs every year for like spreading it across the room, and then I use old cobwebs to like kind of bring in the pockets and make thick
That's
areas.
Smart, yeah.
Yeah, then it's less of a fight of trying to de-knot it.
And I'm arachnophobic, and nope. Do not like spider decor.
No.
When I can mistake it farther away for a real spider, I'm like, nope. If it's a big, giant, funny one, maybe. No.
All right, so no spider webs in the podcast room.
I mean, I think one right there.
Oh, you're hilarious.
Right above Cece's head.
No, we would never do that to you.
She says as she stares
I know.
up
It's like, do
above
I
her
trust
head.
your face right now?
So we'll just get a light spiderweb version that lights up. And then
I
it's
do
just
have
like,
that.
I know you do.
How about a ghost instead?
No, it's just a spider web, but the lights.
Oh, okay. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that'd be cute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
I need to get more like UV. I have a black light. So far, the only thing that really glows with it is cobwebs and a couple signs that I have. But I like having, I would do like a room, maybe our smaller living room that we have. We call it the den. Maybe I do something in there and that'll be like the black light room. So everything in there is kind of more glowy.
We should get you some uranium glass.
Yes.
It glows and it's so pretty.
A lot of crystals too. A lot of crystals glow in UV light.
I didn't know that.
If you get like the bigger pieces, the bigger chunky pieces.
Oh, cool.
Chunky. Yeah.
We have like a little black, what used to hold, it's vintage for holding, I think, rosebuds or something. But I put like green beads in it and put a light underneath. So it kind of looks like a cauldron.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
cute.
like, oh, if we found like a little, oh, yeah.
You know, that's an aspect we didn't get into is like, I feel like we're all kind of crafty people in some way. Halloween fall time is when I see a lot more DIY projects. I guess Christmas too is like the holidays where you create decorations. And that's something I started to get into more with Halloween is making my own decorations too.
Yeah. That's actually something, now that you say that, that's something I've done for a good amount of time in my life, because I was a Girl Scout when I was younger. And so we would make Girl Scout whatever meetings, we would make specific little crafts and stuff. So that's kind of where that started. And then my mom and I would always make ornaments when I was younger for the Christmas side. And then recently I get together with my mom and my sister and we paint portraits. So like I have a couple pumpkin type portraits that I've painted for like the Halloween time. I want to do that one trend that I sent you guys and I showed you the other day, where you get like those old vintage paintings from a thrift store and then paint the little ghosties in. It's so fucking cute. I want to do that. Because like I would say like if I had like an aesthetic for like fall or Christmas, it's definitely like that softer peeking, it's like peekaboo kind of moments, like something like that where like you think it's normal and then you look deeper into it and it's like, oh, there's a little ghost there, you know, like that kind of thing. Less like in your face and more just like subtle, I guess, in a way. And yeah, so like painting's definitely been one of those, especially like, you know, Christmas. We keep going into Christmas and I trying not to, but that is, I've made a good chunk of my decorations through DIY.
Yeah.
And I have a fuck ton of Christmas decor. And I want so much more. But yeah, I think that would, I mean, there's so many things that you can do.
I haven't done anything lately, but I have touched up some of the ceramics that I got. If they have a chip or whatever, if the vintage ones, I like to take the time and not just paint it whatever, but like legit try and blend it in.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun.
I mean, there's things like you could go to the thrift store and get like a tall cylinder vase and then use a glue gun to make it look like wax, and then you paint it black and then you can put lights in it, and it's just like things like that you can manipulate into your aesthetic, and then you only spent $5, $10 at most, where if you were to have bought that, it's probably like $55 or whatever market price. And it's just, I would totally do that with you, even if it were me making your decorations with you and making multiple. I would do that. That would be fun.
Yeah, that sounds really fun.
Yeah, I've done the ones where you just do the toilet paper rolls and you cut eyes in them and you put glow sticks in and you stick them in a bush or something outside.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, or the cotton ball in the tissue, and then you tie it off with a string, and then you have tiny little ghosties from your trees.
Or you can cut out bats and put them behind your lampshades in the house, and it has that shadow of the bat behind there.
So cute.
Yeah.
I've never done any of these or heard of any of these, so I'm loving them.
There's a lot of like affordable crafts too, which is nice. Like you can do so much with so little.
But I definitely feel like when you're ready, going to the thrift store and getting some stuff to do some DIYs, and even the old books, like some might be really fun to paint black and kind of do your own decals, like spell books.
Ooh.
So that, there's
It's kind of a naughty no.
I know.
But
oh, the book lovers, sorry. It would be like a generic overpopulated book, not like a classic first edition.
well, I would hope not.
Or maybe one that needs like really, really bad like TLC and is just already on its last legs or something, and you're bringing it new life and you're gonna use it every
that
year.
or like a textbook kind of thing that like doesn't matter, or a story that you like and you painted the binding. I just had to tease you a little bit. Like, you might get a little bit of slack for that, but
I mean, I was tucking my head into a turtle shell. Like,
I saw your guys' reaction. I was like, what am I saying wrong? But I feel that. I do feel that.
Yeah.
But respectful.
Yes.
Yes.
No, that would be a cute idea though.
See, I didn't even have that idea, so I love that we were talking about this. 'Cause I was like, ooh, that's one thing I can do, and it would fit the aesthetic that I'm trying to go for.
Yeah, and I don't know if I have anything else really that I do. I think something that we do quite a bit around us that I do like doing more in the fall time, but is also a summer activity that we kind of pull from summer into fall, is like wine tours.
Yes.
And like going to wineries, and we have one that's like an apple orchard plus a winery near us, or brewery, cidery. I don't know what they're called.
Yeah.
But that's like another aspect of our area, but also something that like our what the fuck? Our friendship.
Yep.
Our friend group likes to do together.
Yeah. Yeah, and that reminded me of my traditional drink that I drink every fall, which is caramel vodka with apple cider. If you drink and you haven't tried that yet, it is delicious. And that is my PSL.
Yeah, give me a hot apple cider before you give me a pumpkin spice latte. I don't know. Something about the pumpkin spice lattes that just taste so artificial to me that I don't like them.
I've had my first one last year, and it was from a place in California, so I haven't tried enough to feel like I can make a judgment yet. But it's not like I go and crave them and I need to have my PSLs.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have some respect for the pumpkin spice latte because it's what got me originally into drinking any caffeinated drink at all. Like it was my first coffee, quote unquote, beverage.
Really?
Yeah.
Mine was what the fuck?
The words.
A French vanilla cappuccino from 7-Eleven that literally tasted like one of those Werther's caramel candies.
Sounds pretty good.
It was delicious then. It's disgusting now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So gross.
I definitely have gravitated more towards the bitter.
Yeah.
More bitter than sweet. But yeah.
So what would your go-to fall drink be?
I mean, I love any sort of cinnamon coffee in general. So, I mean, when you just add a little cinnamon in, and I feel like it gives it fall vibes regardless.
It's just that sense. That vibe.
It's so good.
Yeah. You're the one that got me on the cinnamon dolce latte or whatever from Starbucks. Also the chestnut praline latte from Starbucks. Yeah, she got me on that
so
too. That's
good.
Delicious.
It's a little too sweet, but it's so worth it.
Just get an extra shot of espresso.
Yeah, I need to at this point. But I could drink like 10 of those a day.
Yeah.
So good.
The other thing that like kind of doesn't really fall into our topic of like decor or traditions, but it's like the clothing.
Yeah.
I love fall clothing. Like I love fall colors. Like I love the deep burgundies and the deep oranges and the natural greens and the light. I just love it. Mind you, that is my color palette, but still, I love the colors themselves. It gives that like warm hug vibe. Almost.
I definitely have respect for fall vibes, fall colors, but I am a pastel bright.
But you can still do that with flannels and
I just
stuff
bought
of that
some new
nature.
sweatpants.
Yeah.
And they have, they're great. They're black, but they got a little pop of color here and there. And I'm like,
I was going to say, wait, what? I like the pastels. And I bought new sweatpants, but they're black.
But it's got the fun, like, orangey and pinks in them. So I'm like, it's still a little hint to me there. But yeah, I do like my sweaters and
like the sweaters, the boots, the leggings. I mean, I haven't really stopped wearing hoodies and leggings this year because I was like, fuck it, I'm going for comfort. But just like societal being okay with it, whatever. But it's just, it's fun. And I don't wear it, but I love seeing all the fashion with it, like how people wear the hats and all the different types of jewelries and the skirts with the sweaters and the boots and the stockings and it's just so cute. It's just so cute.
I definitely love a hat.
I like the sheer black tights with the skirts and dresses and the boots. Black. So I get to wear black and people don't say, you need to wear more color.
Yeah. Yeah. Any ideas what you're going to be for Halloween?
Ooh. I wanted to be Wednesday last year, but again, we were traveling on Halloween, and that was before the Netflix show Wednesday came out, and now it's out, and then I'm like, I want to be Wednesday, and I'm not saying this will hold me back from being Wednesday, but a part of me is like, now everyone's gonna be Wednesday this year because of the show, so part of me is like,
I don't know, it might get clouded by Barbie.
I might be both, because
yeah, I know there's gonna be a ton of Barbies.
Totally.
There's gonna be Barbies everywhere. Everyone's gonna be Barbie or Ken.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you fit Wednesday though. Like you have the same hair color.
I do the braids and the black dress. A black dress that I could get more use out of, not just for Halloween, because I would get like an actual dress, not a spirit Halloween Wednesday dress. So it's of quality, where I could wear it other days.
Oh, definitely.
And then her boots, her shoes, and then just a stare.
And
her dark
I think you should do it, for sure.
If I didn't cut my hair, I could have been Cousin It.
I love Cousin It.
That would have been so cute.
But I cut my hair, so I can't do that. Sorry. My hair will not come up and cover my face.
No. That did remind me, though. Well, you guys tell us what you think you'll be for Halloween, and then I want to talk about Halloween night.
No idea.
Great choice.
I've been a black cat or a cat of some kind many times because it's just so easy. I've been a scarecrow. Been a witch. Been a cheerleader. Honestly, thinking this time going like just all black and maybe doing like skull makeup or something, because like for Halloween for me, like I love the makeup portion of it, like being able to just do like a full face of not like glam makeup but like costume makeup.
Yeah.
So I might just go and like paint myself like I have a skull on my face, like I might do that. Maybe not like skull candy type, but maybe just like like a scary skull.
Yeah. Love that.
I have a couple options. Love myself a onesie, so I definitely have a couple of those in the closet.
Yes, we have resorted to those. I've been Reptar.
Yes.
And I have a panda.
Yeah. They're just so comfy. But I also have a hand-me-down costume that I might wear. That is a Chucky one.
Ooh.
I know. So I might
with
I
your
might be
hair
doing
color too. Like that would look really good. Or would you be Chucky's wife? Would it be actually Chucky?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Love it. You should do that.
I'll try it on and see how I feel.
What's your other one?
Just the onesies and stuff, like
Oh,
you know,
okay.
my traditionals.
You know what's funny is I could see you being Barbie.
I have a bunch of pink.
Well, and you have that like we talked about eclectic taste as far as like decor, but you also have that with your fashion too. Like you're very bold and fashion forward that way that like Barbie is. So I could see you doing like your rendition of Barbie.
I could. You know, let's see how many Halloween parties I go to.
What's the thing? Like we could dress up
Multiple.
many times.
Yeah. If I were to do a Barbie, I would want to be weird Barbie.
Oh.
That's the vibe I would go for dressing up.
I have not seen that movie yet.
I
But
haven't either, but I've seen clips
the,
to know what that is.
That Barbie, that's that comedian, right? The comedian who plays her. But she talks to Barbie in one of the commercials I've seen, and it's played by the actress on SNL. I can't remember her name. But does that not remind you of the doll from Rugrats?
Yes.
Cynthia?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, is that just me? Because are they getting vibes from her? Did they like pull from that inspiration? I was wondering if anyone else felt that.
I mean, maybe that, and then just I think it was a common experience for little girls to want to give her Barbies haircuts and
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. And just putting whatever fucking outfit that they could find because you've lost all the shoes and purses and tops to the shorts. So you end up with this crazy outfit with two different types of heels, like a heel and a flat.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
That is a good backup one. I will put it in my pocket.
There was one more thing that I was gonna touch on is Halloween night and passing out candy.
Oh yeah.
Because it is my goal to be that house that everyone wants to go to, and I want to spread the love and horror of Halloween and get more people to get back into it, because I feel like I've been in outside of what my parents' neighborhood is now, where there's a lot of kids in the neighborhood. Of course they're gonna walk around. I feel like it's been kind of dying. Especially since
I think
COVID.
you might be right.
So I want to do everything I can to try and get that spirit back up and bring that love of Halloween to everyone else. So I want to get the big candy bars. I make goodie bags that have toys and glow sticks and like more than one candy in it. And I think this year I might migrate it to the garage and then also make hot chocolate and hot cider to pass out to the parents. And like, I want to make it a whole big experience for everyone. I love Halloween night.
I
want to
know.
spread
Well,
it.
just your genuine joy with that and being like, I want to spread it to other people. Like, my heart is warming up and I love it. Oh. Always. When I get emotional, it's what happens.
Our goal is to have a haunted something between the three
Oh, definitely.
yards.
That would be so fun to do like a trail.
Yeah.
It
well,
can
like
be
you
optional.
could, and you could do it right through our 3 yards.
Yeah.
It's like the perfect setup.
It'd be huge. Everyone will, it's right off of a main street, so people will see it and they'll stop, and more people each year will go to it as it grows. And Andy suggested having like the big chocolate bars as like the prize for going in there, of like, hey, you went through this scary thing. Here's a big chocolate bar. So it also encourages people maybe to go in there. But then obviously they can still get candy at our houses.
Am I the weird one? I might be the weird one, but I didn't want big chocolate bars. I wanted all the little candy because then I had more variety. That's how I was. I was like, I want variety, but that's also like how I eat too. Like I can't just eat one thing. Like I have to have a variety. Like I have to have sides.
Yeah.
Like Derek will sometimes try to feed me one thing and I'm like, where's my side? And it can be anything, but like, where's my side?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how I was as a kid. Like I remember this one house would hand out chocolate bars and like obviously like it's good, but to me it's like that's not Halloween. Just to me personally, because like I can get that from the gas station. I like all the little variety of candy. I'm probably alone on that factor. But
there's a house down the street from where I grew up that had, it was like the extra large chocolate bars, and everyone would hit that house first because they are going to sell out of those, quote unquote, sell out of those candy bars fast, and then you hit the other houses. But that was the spot to go. So that's where I'm like, I want to incorporate those, but then I still have my goodie bags. And I like my goodie bags also because parents bring out their babies or their toddlers who can't have chocolate and candy yet. Like, they get the little toys and they can look at the glow sticks and have stickers and stuff so they can still enjoy it. And for people with allergies, I'm trying to be all inclusive so they can all love it.
That's why I always hand out a chocolate, but I also hand out a candy. I'm personally not a chocolate lover. Like, I like chocolate. I have my favorites. Like, I fucking love Baby Ruths and Snickers. But I am going to go to the Sour Patch Kids or the gummy worms or the lollipops or what. Like, I'm going to go to that candy first before I go to the chocolate.
We should have been friends growing up. We might have had a great Halloween night when you sort out the candy at the end.
So, like, after trick-or-treating, we would go to my great-grandmother's house, which is now my grandmother's house. And my two cousins and I we would pour out our candy bags and then exchange candy. And I didn't I despised Reese's when I was younger. I did not.
We should have been friends.
I did not like them, but my mother loved them, so she loved the fact that I didn't like them. But I had the unfortunate timeliness of my birthday right after Halloween. So if I didn't eat my Halloween candy within that week, my mom would use my Halloween candy as gift favors for my birthday, which is like, it's fine. A kid doesn't need that much candy. And we didn't have a lot of money, so like no judgment to her at all whatsoever. She had to make shit work.
Yes.
But I was always just like, I just would eat all the candy that I could. And like be like, here you go, give them the chocolate.
Yeah, when I was older and we would go trick-or-treating, our group would spend the time to sort out the candy and give each other the ones they didn't like and see what you got. There was one house that would give us chips.
I would have been game with that. I fucking love salty food. I'm definitely like candy over chocolate, but also savory over sweet. Or if like I have a sweet, I have to eat a savory with it.
Yeah.
Although what I didn't like were those like popcorn balls.
I don't know if I've ever had them.
They were literally like popcorn in the shape of a ball. And it's like, you couldn't eat it. It was like eating styrofoam. Like, why would you hand that? Just give me a bag of popcorn.
Like a candied apple, but just formed popcorn. Like
Yeah.
It's just a big ball that you bite into like an apple.
Yeah. It was a popcorn ball.
I don't like the feeling that puts in my mouth.
No, it's styrofoam.
Yeah.
It's literally styrofoam. It was not. It didn't even. I don't even think it tasted good. I think it was just salty. And then I had someone that lived across the street from me when I was little, and she was a math teacher, and she would hand out math supplies. Like, you'd get a ruler or a pencil, and I'd be like, pfft. So like I would just skip her house.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want that.
Come on, girl, step up your game. My favorite thing I used to get was from my grandfather, who would hand out chocolate milk every year. I miss that. It was that was a good tradition.
I was such a weird fucking kid. Now that I'm like, wow, okay, yeah. I hated chocolate milk too.
All right, so I'm passing out hot chocolate, hot cider, and chocolate milk for the kids. Okay. Noted.
People still used to walk by and be like, we missed that.
Aww.
Yeah.
That's cute.
We did that for years.
Did you guys ever go trick-or-treating at the mall?
No.
No? Okay. I did. My parents worked at the mall when I was growing up. So we go trick-or-treating. And it was just kind of like a nice way of like guaranteeing you had safe candy because it came from the store. You didn't have to worry about checking your children's candy for whatever God knows being put into it when you go street to street and home to home. So we'd always start at the mall, and then we would go back to town and hit up the homes, and then we'd go to my great-grandma's house. But there was a portion of the mall, and I can tell you guys later specifically where. There's a portion of the mall where you can either go by the storefronts or you can detour it and go like closer to like the parking lot area and like kind of skip that corner of storefronts. And over by that corner of storefronts, they had a table that was set up and it had all the candy on it. And when I was little, I stuck my hand in the candy and a head popped out. And I was fucking terrified. I had a really good habit of making these like huge, like I had that perfect like puppy dog face and making these huge crocodile tears of like pure like I hate you.
Yeah.
And like just you crossed every boundary and broke my heart. And my mom said I looked exactly like that. And then every year after that, I took the detour. I just completely skipped, which is probably like a good 10 stores. I just completely skipped that whole corner.
Question, was this a real head? Like
Yeah.
a real person?
Yeah.
Not like an animatronic thing?
No, it was
Whoa.
it was the owner of the restaurant, I think, that was there.
Oh my gosh.
And he
That would
felt
scare me.
so bad. He felt so bad. But yeah, no, he like, it was a big bowl. It was a big bowl. And he would be like under the table, and then when he saw feet walk up, he'd put his head in, and then he'd pop out.
Yeah, it's a prank that I've wanted to do.
Yeah, and
Yeah, I can totally
was
see
like,
it being scary and cute and whatever, but like you, who I know hates that stuff, so.
and I was
there-
little.
yeah,
I was
there are
little. I
definitely
was
other-
probably like 4 or 5. Like I was little. But he doesn't know. He just sees feet.
Yeah.
And then he felt so bad. I had to share that story because it's so funny.
That's a
Yes.
good one.
I think that's a great way to end this podcast.
Yes.
Getting into the spooky season. So next week we'll be talking a little more of our personal healing journeys, and
We're gonna get deeper with you
we're
guys.
gonna get deeper.
Yes. Kind of. I feel like we scratched the surface on, us and our mental health and our journeys. And if you followed us on TikTok, we've gotten a little bit more deep and stuff of that nature. But I think that we're ready to kind of take that plunge with you guys. And so that's kind of the start of it.
Yeah. So we'll be looking forward to seeing you next week. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Unfiltered 3. Remember, we release new episodes every Monday, but if that's not enough, connect with us on our socials at Unfiltered 3, where we can uplift, inspire, and embark on this journey together. Thank you for listening and for being a part of our community. Until next time, take care and keep shining your authentic light. Bye, guys.
Bye.